athleticism. I mean, when we had a chance to chat early on about this bout, we looked at Litzau, and is this a trap? Is this fight a trap for Allen Litzau?
This is a dangerous fight for Allen Litzau. This could possibly, this is what some people are calling a potential upset of the night. Robert Daluz, record of 9 wins, 5 losses. He has 8 knockouts. The guy can hit, and Allen Litzau, technically sound. He's got good defense. We'll see if it's going to be enough against Robert Daluz. Litzau said yesterday he doesn't think much of Robert Daluz. Well, he has a lot to lose in this fight. Robert Daluz yesterday saying he has no respect for Allen Litzau. He thinks he's the beneficiary of patsy-picked opponents. And we'll find out who's there's no love lost between these two fighters. We'll find out very quickly, I think, within the first round, what kind of fight this is going to be.
You stole my Daluz line. I'm going to throw that right in there. The one thing you got to remember about Daluz tonight, yes, he's got 8 knockouts, but in one of the fights that he lost to the National Golden Gloves runner-up. So this is a kid that's time-tested. He has a real nice amateur career. They probably got him to big fights as a professional a little bit too soon, but I'll tell you what, if Litzau isn't ready to go tonight, this could be a problem.
Some good back and forth between Wilton Hilario and Allen Litzau, and obviously the task at hand is Allen and Robert Daluz here tonight. But is that something we could see down the road?
That's something that we've been talking about seeing down the road ever since Allen Litzau called out the Pretty Warrior back at a press conference for Bonsante Lowry in October. And really, Wilton responded right then and there. He responded to the rain dance. He says Allen has called down the fire, and now he doesn't want to answer it. He's been backing up. He was reportedly offered $10,000, a lot of money by anyone's standards for somebody at this stage in their career to fight, and he turned it down. So we don't know if there's some backing off on the half of Litzau. Litzau says he's just priming the pump, waiting for the fight to get bigger so he can make more money. And if that's the truth, you can't fault a guy from wanting to make more money in this game.
As we wait for Allen Litzau to make his ring entrance here tonight. More great fights still to come yet on our broadcast here this evening. Caleb Truax making his pro debut. Wilton Hilario and Luis Bolano is going to be a great fight. And then the Vanda, the Predator, making his return here tonight as well.
The return of the Predator against Alexis Division, another guy with some decent power. Give Vanda some good ring work, and it'll answer some questions with Vanda coming off a loss to Bonsante, a fight that he said he wants to avenge as soon as possible. So that'll be a good fight as well.
There he is, Allen Litzau making his way to the ring.
There's a hat. You got to see the big hat. No hat tonight.
Decked out in the red,
Apollo
white,
Creed
blue.
is not in the house tonight.
Dr. Seuss is missing in action.
Unbelievable. I like the hat.
I did too.
This is a crossroads fight for this kid tonight.
I agree with you.
If he gets something done against this guy, he might be able to do a little something here. Of course, the bottom line is, can you go out of town and fight? And these kids, all of them, eventually are going to have to go to Chicago. They're going to have to go to Denver, fight at a casino somewhere. But here tonight, I think Litzau has to make a statement. And if he's going to move up, if he's going to move into maybe that backup fight on Showbox, if he's going to do something of that nature, he needs to get this guy tonight and put on a show. And I think maybe we might see it tonight.
Let's head up to the ring announcer, Dan Cole.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our third bout of the evening. It features 2 outstanding fighters from the super featherweight division. It is scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. In the blue corner, he weighed in at 125 pounds. He has a professional boxing record of 9 wins and 5 losses. He's wearing gold trunks with black trim. He fights out of Minneapolis. Let's hear a warm welcome for Robert Daluz. And in the red corner, he is wearing blue trunks with white and red trim. He weighed in at 127 pounds. His professional boxing record is an impressive 12 wins, 2 losses, 6 of those wins coming by knockout. He fights out of the saintly city of St. Paul, Minnesota, Allen, American Boy Litzau. Our third man in the ring is referee Gary Mizwa.
That's obviously the American Boy title belt, which I assume they had that made up themselves.
Well, there was some controversy regarding a title belt in the Litzau camp.
Well, Litzau was known as the Minnesota State Featherweight Champ, but that was a title that was won when there was no Minnesota Boxing Commission.
Yeah.
So basically, it's null and void now.
It's attractive, but it doesn't mean much.
Looks good on the mantle, but
I would assume here tonight, guys, two fighters that are going to try to do similar things, that have the same agenda and want to kind of work the same type of fight.
I don't think Allen can knock out Robert Daluz. Daluz has only been knocked out once. He's got a good chin. He knows what he's doing in there. Allen's, on the other hand, Allen should be content with taking a decision victory in this. Obviously take the knockout if it's there. What Daluz needs to do to win is he needs to back up Allen Litzau. Litzau is most comfortable when he's standing in there like he is right now. He's got that freestyle style to him. He's going to pick his shots, score when he wants, and fight in flurries. Daluz needs to smother him. He needs to back him up. He needs to set the pace right now.
A couple good shots to the body by the American boys. Daluz kind of takes a step back. Now he goes back to work. Both fighters sizing each other up here early on in the first round.
Daluz is a cutie. What he's going to try to do, again, we've seen this in both fights tonight here. You try to measure a guy in the first round, get a taste of how much power he's got, and then go from there.
That's right.
But as we all agree, I think Litzau's not going to knock him out. He's got to try to win rounds, get points, and just take care of business.
Well, he doesn't have the power of his brother Jason, but what he does have is he is more technically sound. He's got some better defense. He does have a tendency to put his hand down by his waist, but he hasn't been doing that. He showed that he's been listening to his corner, which I know is a lot, and keeping their hands up. And Allen Litzau is just a very good defensive fighter. His strategy, I'm sure, is to counterpunch this guy, go to the body early. He's mature like that. I think that's what we've seen so far. I think that's what we will see throughout the fight.
The only problem with Litzau is when he leads with the left hand, sometimes he'll drop that right. And if you've got any power, you can stop him from moving back and try to take control of the fight. At this pace, the way the fight's fought through the early stages here, this will be Litzau's night.
Oh,
there's a great left hook, which is Allen Litzau's best punch.
There's a good shot to the body.
Good body shot.
Good right-handed shot to the body by Litzau as he picks his shots here. There are 40 seconds remaining here in round one. Litzau being very tactical now in the late stages of round number one. It's a good shot.
Very good, well-timed out left hook. What Allen is doing is Allen is having the perfect first round. He's feeling the guy out. He's not taking return fire in return, but yet he's also throwing some damaging shots, something you normally don't see in the first round.
There's Daluz back to the attack here at the end of round number one.
One of the small problems that these Litzau kids have got is they've got a corner that tells Litzau 7 things to do in about 12 seconds. And you can't do it all. You got to let the kid fight on natural ability a little bit. And, double up your punches. Go the straight right. Go to the body. Oh, you see what Daluz does early here.
Let's look at the replay here as you see, watch Daluz here catching Litzau right on the chin. That one came early on in the first, Art.
Big left hand. Litzau will get back on him here now. Great left hand. Great left hand. But it came off the right. And if you get Daluz to drop his hands a little bit, maybe you can create some commotion in here. But again, it'll be the second punch that decides a situation like this as to who's in control of the fight. Here's the promoter, Tony Gergelko, in a $1,100 suit. You've got to love this guy. Good
$10 haircut.
$10 haircut, $1,100 suit.
All right, we're set. We're back at it. Round number two.
And $1 million smile.
Robert Daluz, absolutely, and Allen Litzau. And Tony and Seconds Out Promotion putting Minnesota boxing back on the map in the state of Minnesota, and it's great to be here at Target Center here tonight.
At my age, it's just nice to be anywhere where they have a roof. It's just wonderful.
Wouldn't want to be outside on this cold April night.
This would be a bad night for fights at Midway Stadium. This wouldn't be much, would it? We'd be here alone.
We talked for a second about Tony Gergelko. As far as boxing in the state of Minnesota, or even the upper Midwest, there's really almost two ages you can break it down to. There's before Greg Elko and there's after. The fighters are getting better purses than they've ever been paid. This venue has never been used other than a Matt Van de Yorboy campus for boxing, and they're filling the seats on a regular basis. So it's really quite incredible. The whole nation has caught on to what's been going on in Minnesota.
We're getting some notice here. You know, we had the Burnett's and Ledoux and Dowskowitz, and the problem we had here was we couldn't put cards together. But now, what Grigelko's done in his first card, he put up 5 figures. They had 11,000 people here. So this is going to work.
Maybe a cut underneath the right eye of Robert Daluz here in the second round. Litzau trying to be the aggressor now and backing him up to the ropes. Nice combination there, and the haymaker missed over the top. Daluz tries to answer back.
That's Daluz's Dwight Gooden punch.
Good rhythm, baby. Good rhythm. Let your hands go a little bit.
Daluz trying to counterpunch now.
Which is good, because I think Allen's got his gloves a little bit too low as you sit here and watch this thing play out.
Well, Daluz is landing punches, Duck, but he's landing them on the back of Litzau. As you can see, back of shoulders, you can see by the red welts on Litzau's back. That's not the place you're going to land shots that's going to help you win a fight. Daluz needs to calm down. He needs to pick his shots better, which is easier said than done against a speedster like Allen Litzau.
He's trying to do too many things at once here. You got to have some kind of game plan where you're either going to throw jabs and try to do something off the jab, or you just go counterclockwise and wait for the guy. He's fought 5 different fights here in the first 2 rounds. I'm not being critical. I'm just saying.
You're calling it like it is.
Yeah,
Dark Star do that?
come on. Litzau's moved his head in here pretty good tonight. I'm impressed with the way he's carried himself through the early stages of the fight, and he has made the best of the opportunities that have been afforded to him in front. But we're seeing a little bit of what we saw in the first fight. Not much follow.
It was a good shot to the body a little bit earlier on by Allen, in his corner yelling for a follow-up with the hook, and he didn't bring it.
You're right, Dark. This is the best I've seen Allen Litzau look in a long time.
Pretty good tonight.
Yeah, he looks sharp. You know, of course, having a sparring partner of Jason Litzau as one of your as a guy who's available anytime never hurts either.
Doesn't hurt. Run downstairs after dinner, knock out 3 rounds. Pretty good stuff. I think Daluz is good. The problem that he's got here is he's tasted the power of Litzau, and he probably figures he can go the distance. But every time he tries to make the fight inside, Litzau gets off first and then throws another punch behind it. And what that causes Daluz to do, he's either going to drop that right hand and get hit, or he's going to have to move from side to side and to try to avoid the mess and counterpunch.
So through 2, how do you see this thing?
I've got Litzau way out in front here on a 10-point must card, and I don't hesitate to say this. I would score the fight at this point 20-16. I thought this was a 10-8 round. I thought Daluz threw 2 good punches in a round, and I thought Litzau threw 5 bombs and some real good jabs inside.
Yeah, Litzau looks sharp. He really does. In his last 2 cards he's been here in the Twin Cities, he looked rather flat. He had a hard time with Juan Polo Perez, among others.
Now, they told Daluz in his corner to throw more punches, so he's hit him in the shoulder blade 7 times here in the first 5 seconds. I don't think that's what they meant.
Got his quota in for the round. Early. There's Daluz, as you can tell what Allen's trying to do. He's trying to get him to go one way and coming back with it as they tie up here in the corner.
The problem, when we talked about this earlier, the problem is that Litzau doesn't have a tremendous amount of power. If he gets the kid in the corner, he can hit him 4, 5, 6 shots, but the kid's going to come out, and when he does, if he drops that hand, you got to be ready.
Backing him up again to the ropes, Allen Litzau, the aggressor here in round number 3. Nice combination by Litzau. Has Daluz backing up.
Nice right hand.
Real nice right hand. Wait, if he waits for him, it'll be there again.
There's another one.
Great lead right. Daluz fighting more in a reactionary mode now than anything.
That first right hand hurt him, and now he's going to try to throw that left hand to keep him off, and that right hand will drop, and if Litzau's ready to go, he can put the stamp on the letter right here.
Well, don't count Daluz out yet. He's coming back at it. But as Dark, you mentioned it earlier on, only throwing one punch at a time.
I don't think he can hurt Litzau.
Oh, that
Litzau's hurt.
Did I just
Oh,
say
what a
that
shot!
If this was in another state, they'd stop the fight.
Allen's up. They're going to let him go. Oh, Daluz
Stop the fight.
taking it to him. Litzau, and Daluz slips.
This is a real break here for Litzau.
Oh, this is huge. Litzau on the ropes. With the left, with the right.
Allen Litzau has never been hurt like this in his professional or amateur career. We talked about the power Daluz has. We talked about the deceiving record. 50 seconds left in the round. Can Allen Litzau hang on?
Gotta try and
Another
tie
good
him up.
shot by Daluz.
You gotta try
Oh,
and
he's
tie him
rocked
up.
bad. He's hurt.
That's all. That's a,
Stop
The
the fight.
referee
They
steps
need to
in
stop
and it's
it.
over.
That's a good call by the referee.
that's the worst commentary I've ever done on anything. In 40 years of being in radio, I didn't think Daluz had a chance to hurt this kid tonight. But that shot came from nowhere and ended the fight. Oh, my.
I think Allen Litzau's a little confused where he's even at this moment. He was fighting on heart. This is a kid with the heart of a lion, and he got up.
Should have worn the hat.
Wow.
We talked about this, Doug, being a possible upset of the night. I told you if there was one upset of the night, this would be it. And it doesn't surprise me when you have a guy like Robert Daluz, who we said his record is deceiving at 9-5. A lot of power. Here's the replay.
As you see the replay, oh, look at that. There we get a different angle. Look, watch. From his right shoelace. There it is. No, that wasn't the one. Here it is.
This is going to be the second one. Oh, nope, that was the first.
He brought that from his right shoelace.
When a fighter falls like that, oftentimes they complain of neck pain for weeks. Their neck hits. It's almost like being in a drunk driving accident.
Here's the replay, and the end of the thing is Litzau really just putting a glove up and hanging on. Gary Miswa jumps in and stops the thing, and wow.
Doug, this is what Wilton Hilario said yesterday.
Yep.
He was afraid of happening. He said, there will be, the longer Allen Litzau runs for me, I'm worried he's going to lose. And he said, I think he might lose tomorrow night against Robert Daluz. And last I know, I didn't see Wilton Hilario's name in the the Older New Testament, but he sure spoke like a prophet yesterday.
He did. There's no doubt about it. As we take a look there at Allen Litzau and just trying to get the cobwebs straight in his head, and boy, what a wrench this throws into the what a wrench this throws into the super middleweight, or rather the super featherweight division in the state.
There's got to be a million thoughts going through Allen Litzau's head
No
this
doubt.
time.
Let's go up to the ring announcer, Dan Cole.
Fight fans, referee Gary Miswa stops the bout at 2:16 of the third round. Our winner by technical knockout, Robert Daluz.
All right.
Here we go, up in the ring. Robert, turn around here. Let these people on this side get a look at you. Big punch from nowhere. The first two rounds, kind of a pedestrian affair out there. You tried to do some things. What happened?
Well, we're trying to figure the guy out, you know. I haven't seen him before, so it was a mystery to me, you know. He had a fast hook right hand, as you saw it knocked me around the ropes a few times. A few of the punches that I do have, I didn't throw him at first because I'm not sure what he has. So I have a good overhand right and a good right uppercut.
Let me ask you a question here. A lot of fans have followed the Litzau's here. Did he hurt you at all? Were you able to keep him off? How much power did he have?
Well, he does have power, you know. Did he hurt me? Well, a little bit, you know. I felt the punches. Any amount of punch hurts, you know. But I was never in any imminent danger, if that's your question.
the trip up here was well worthwhile. What's next for you?
Next for me, I'm thinking we got LaShawn Blair. He's a good fighter. That should be next month, and then hopefully in June, if they can fit me on the Zab Judah and Miguel Cotto undercard, I would greatly appreciate that.
Very good. Thank you very much. Great fight tonight, and we'll throw it back to you, Phil.